I am just, I don't like using the word devastated. I just feel so done. So for, I don't know, overnight, it was like 3 or 4, we found out that we did not get the other house. And honestly, I really like that house. I mean, I like the big house, yeah. But then I was like, okay, well, maybe God has us here. Like, he placed us in this city that we're in right now. And so maybe he's just trying to tell us that we need to stay, like, in this city. And so I'm like, maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm having a bad day. So we didn't get the house. And we didn't get housing for our trip to Boston, which is a pain. So that means that I need to go tomorrow for a trip and then come back, and then Sunday I'll go down probably after church, which means I'm gonna have to drive on a Sunday afternoon to Boston. And then I think I'm gonna stay in a hotel outside of the city, because even doing that and Ubering in is gonna be cheaper than staying in the city, because it's like the discounted hotel rates are like $250 a night, where I can get, if I stay outside of the city, there's like some discount. There's some things that I can get for like $100 to $125. So yeah, and I'll have to stay there for a few days. He has a sleep study, which I am not looking forward to, because he does not sleep. Like, literally, guys, he sleeps on top of me. So I just kind of sit up with him a lot of times, and he's like leaned against me, and then I just kind of like put my head back like this and sleep. So sleeping in a crib by himself is not going to work very well. So I'm not looking very forward to this experience. I don't know. I'm actually really upset. And I'm trying not to like... yeah. I'm trying not to let like my emotions take over everything, because you can't think well when your emotions take over things. So this morning we went to look at that other house, that lake house or whatever, and then we talked about it a bit. I don't know, I think that it's just like too much, because now I'm like contemplating. I'm like, well, we probably could get it for cheaper and then fix it up and whatever, but it'll be really difficult to go. You'd always be going up and down those stairs. You always have to go up and down the stairs. I don't know. I think that we're just gonna like hold off, at least for the time that I'm in Boston doing all these appointments, and pray about it. I think what I might do is, I keep tucking money. So I'm like spending little on my groceries, even though this month it's gonna look like I spent a lot. It's really kind of like confusing, because I'll explain it in another video about, so if you see a video that's called like The Secret About Content Creators or something like that, I'll explain it all there. But in reality, I'm really only spending like less. I'm spending like $800 a month on groceries, which is really cool. But I've been just trying to like tuck away any money that I could, not spend any extra on anything. So putting money away for the housing, for whatever. I'm thinking I actually have enough to pay off both of our debts, but I don't know if I want to do both of them right now, because I want to just make sure that if something did come available that looked good, that we'd be in a good position. So I need to kind of talk about what number we want to hold on to, and then how much we want to apply to some debts. I think that we might just pay off my son who passed away. We had to take a credit card out to pay for his funeral. I don't know if you guys have been here before to know that or not. So I have the debt from his funeral. And so I think that we can pay that off. I have to contact them and see what the payoff amount is. But I think that we probably have enough to pay that one off. I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to do that first. I mean, if we pay off debt, then we will also free up money for monthly payments. So the 2 debts that we have, which is, or I actually have 3, but I'm not paying off the big van debt. But if we paid off my husband's truck and then this funeral debt, then we would free up like $1,100 a month, something like that. So maybe we're going to do that. Maybe I'll try and like poke away at that. I'm a little nervous about like this place, either him not renting it out longer than our term lease, and or because we're pretty close to the beach, and so he could technically use it as like a seasonal rental for that right down the road. That's what they're doing. So I'm just kind of nervous about that, or that it would go up in price or something. But at the same time, I guess before, he hasn't for years. So it's good to know that, because somebody that my son works with actually used to rent here. So that's good to know. Still leaves me without a yard. But, you know, one day at a time, people, one day at a time. I feel like totally defeated. I'm doing laundry. I don't know. I think it's like 8. I have a therapist coming over before I go to Boston tomorrow. That will be good. She's really, really sweet. She's probably my favorite therapist. She probably knows that too. I don't know. I think that if we were led specifically in one area, then we would know. Like if it was really heavy on one of our hearts, or something happened that really made us feel like we were led here or there. I was actually thinking to myself when I saw this property in the city that this was going to be the one, because maybe God wanted us to be right here. It was right by the highway. It was whatever. Yeah, I guess we signed like a thing saying that we want to be like the backup people if it doesn't work out for these other people. But also I have to just be like, okay, I know the sovereignty of God. Why am I even questioning this? Because I'm in the human flesh, right? Like I'm in human flesh, like, but I just want a home. I'm being a pouty baby, I know. I'm allowed not to have a good day every single day. But tomorrow's a new day. What is that saying? Like gets fresh every morning or something like that. I forget the saying for it, but things are always new the next day. I actually don't feel like totally horrible. I mean, ultimately, no matter what, it's God's will. So I'm in God's will because he didn't allow it to happen. I didn't show you guys though, like I had this big plan that I would show you this piece of the house, and then if we got the house, then I'd show you the rest of it. So I showed you the house that there was, but the garage actually had a space above the garage. Had a wood stove in the garage and above the garage, like in the rafters. And so we planned on eventually making that space into like an apartment for our older children. So that was kind of like, even though it was a smaller house and we were only 1 bathroom, we like kind of thought these things through. We kind of were like, okay, we can budget for A, B, C, and D. But it is what it is. So gonna take it one day at a time. Kind of glad that I have to go to Boston for a couple days, because then I'm forced not to look at anything or not figure anything out. There's nothing out there right now anyway, you know. Maybe we'll find something in the coming months. I know somebody said, no, the market's not going to go down. I really think that it might. I think it might. If you think about it, like if the government shutdown continues, then lots of people are not going to be able to afford the same sort of housing that they could before, because some people aren't going to be able to afford those things. And that's like really sad, really sad. It's actually almost like it almost hurts me. Anyhow, so that's that. There's my update. I hope y'all have a blessed day. I am going to just take a breath. Hopefully I'll have a couple minutes tonight just to be with the Lord. It's one thing, let me just talk to you guys really quick. One thing that I don't like about not having a yard is that was my time away. I don't go out any place. I need to watch my children. So I don't like leave my children. I have left Azariah for, the other day when we looked at that house, I left Azariah here because it's not that far from our house. And my daughter's, just let me watch him. And so I'm like, okay. So I let her watch him. It was like an hour that we were gone. But I don't leave the kids. Like, I feel like they're my kids. They're my responsibility. So I'm always with my children. Up north, I would just step outside even with the kids, or I'd go in my garden, and it was like, you know, that song, like actually I had it with Randy Travis, and he was like, come to the garden. And that was me. Like, I would go to the garden to pray. And I would go to the garden, even in the middle of winter, I would go inside my high tunnel and I would just be crying out to the Lord and just talking to the Lord and just sweet time with the Lord. And I don't have that. I don't have a place that I can like step out. And that's challenging. I mean, you can hear the kids right now, right? So it's like the kids are playing a game upstairs and they're playing like hide the ball and trying to figure out who can hide the ball, who has the ball. I don't know the name of the game. Anyway, they're having fun doing it. But it's not like going outside, being in nature, and praying. And because of that, I really struggle with truly feeling rejuvenated in the Lord. I'm thankful that we have a church. Yeah. I think that's just, you know, let alone like the kids and all that type of stuff. It's that was me. That was who I was, right? And trying to find like the new me and where's the quiet space? All right, I'm doing laundry. Hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day. Okay, this is kind of funny. I'm doing my laundry and you see my top half. I'm wearing pajama pants. You know why? Because I started to get dressed into my pajamas because they're nice and cozy, comfy. And somebody needed the bathroom.